Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to a swift and quick and interesting video analysis. I was contacted by Campbell Cole. He's from Stetson University just north of Orlando in Florida. He's an under 23 lightweight sculler and he asked me, hey, could you have a look at my technique? Of course. Campbell, there's one thing when I look at your rowing, that's the catch. And the catch is a result of something that doesn't look right to me. Follow your blades, check where your blades are, right there. Okay, now check your shoulder position. Something that is pretty obvious that your lower back is very stable, the upper back is pretty hunched, all good, no problem at all. But watch what's happening now. Put the blade in the water, and you have an upwards rotation. That upward rotation changes your entire body posture. That means the shoulder now is much closer to the hips in terms of horizontal alignment, and it shouldn't be. If you want to have a nice and easy and effortless force transfer, which is what I'm looking for, so feet, knees, hip, shoulders, hands, and the other way around, there should be a bit more space, horizontal space between the shoulder point, rotation point of forces, and the hip. And that's not the case. But it was the case just before. If you go back, you see, just before catching, it was okay. That's about the minimum you should have. But then, in order to bring the blade in the water, you made an upward rotation. Second thing, your shoulders are activating before there's even resistance on the blades. Did you see this? Very interesting. Rare thing that we get to see this so well. You should be able to see the shoulder muscles right there. Blade is not even in the water. Wow, already contraction. Look, Campbell, I think your body is in a state of consistent overwhelming at the catch. By this I mean, it sounds maybe a bit awkward, but this is really my experience. Your body doesn't trust you. It doesn't trust you that it gets loads it actually can handle. I think your catch is too hard. You should have a much softer catch. And what we see right now, that upward rotation is continuing throughout the entire drive at the beginning because you already started this way. If you bring your blade in the water, not with lifting the hands, what I call light-handed catch, but with an upper body rotation, this is how you stabilize the body, with the rotation, with the motion. At the catch, there are two ways to stabilize the body, with a steady position and muscle activation, which is triggered by tension, which is generated by force. Sounds complicated. Again, what I want is a muscle contraction that is a reaction to force that is running through the body. I don't want intentional contraction of the muscles. Not effective. And you do this. And you stabilize your body, therefore, with a continuous motion, which is an upper body rotation. So at this point of time, your upper body is almost straight. Forces can never run through this way. So you have to stabilize everything with this part of your back muscle, and therefore you don't see the oars bending. They should easily be bending, effortlessly bending, but they don't because you do everything with power. So I think you're missing about 10 seconds, 15 seconds on a 2K. It's just my rough assumption. And as we follow, now that your upper body is in a state of lean back and the legs are pretty much straight, almost like half slide, you gradually get to the point where you can apply a bit of bending simply because the blade is almost in a 90-degree angle to the boat. So therefore it's easy to bend it because all the force you apply on the blade can immediately be transferred back into the boat. At the catch, it's not possible, and the closer you come to perpendicular, which is almost this position, the easier it can become. So your only really effective phase of the drive is now, which is not bad, but hey, you're missing out the first part. And this part here, you could actually end the stroke right there. From this point on, see where your blade is? It's basically out of the water. It doesn't really propel the boat any further forward. Now, Campbell, I'm not trying to be rough or rude or something. It's just a fact. I think you're missing 3/4 of your effective stroke. How to change this? A few suggestions. Suggestion 1. The classic. Everybody who's been watching my videos knows that. What will RM suggest now? Wait with the legs, exactly. But instead of just waiting with the legs, you want to use that time when the legs are still waiting, so hold the knees. You want to bring that lower hip forward. Now, I think you lack mobility. I'm not sure, but it looks like you're lacking mobility. Okay, I mean this part right there. This section of your trunk should be pointing forward now. You should bring it forward. You see this nice arrow I'm drawing? It's the most beautiful drawing you've probably ever seen. And I think the only section you really bring forward is this part here. Therefore it's hunched, because your spine is very mobile, but at the same time you're overloading this part of your spine. So what you do, you create another turning point of forces. Let's just move on a bit and I'll show you what I mean. You move forward, and you see from this point on you do lean back, you do lean a bit forward, but only now, when the legs are almost in half slide position. You can correct it from that position on. It is possible, but it's very difficult because a lot of your weight, of your trunk weight, is still in your handles. So by this I mean a good deal of the weight of this body section right there completely rests on your hands. So your hands have to support everything above the lat probably, and therefore you're probably pretty susceptible to bad weather conditions, I suppose. So your blades are pretty low. You see this? There's almost no space between your blade and the water, and there's a lot of weight on your oar handles. Naturally, what you're going to do now is you have to bring the blades up somehow, and you do this by using that weight you have, you see? And this is why your hands go a bit deeper into the boat. It's just barely visible, but in order to get the blades off the water, whoa, but a bit of your weight has to be here. And you also see the contraction of these muscles. You have to work your way to the catch. Why? Because it's not a natural flow. And I did this now at a training camp in Völkermark. An exercise that is important. I do this before every training. Let somebody else pull you to the catch. You know, sit on the edge of the seat. Have somebody pull your hands forward or elbows forward. And this makes your body understand and feel, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like to go to the catch. Very effective, as I think. Good. And now, when we are at the catch, as there's so much weight on the oar handles, now you have to bring the entire upper section of the trunk upwards. And you see it takes a lot of time. Reducing the weight on your oar handles, and I've said this in so many videos now, but bring it up, guys. This is a very good example to look at that. If you have a lot of weight on your oar handles, and you need to place the blade in the water, but again there's barely any time, maybe 0.2 of a second at the catch, what do you want to do? You want to get this done quickly. You see, there's not much time to get it done quickly. Preparation, seats waiting, come on, gotta get the blade in the water, gotta get my hands ready to pull. Hands are not ready to pull. You should pull with your lat, not with your arms. But you can see that you cannot support yourself on the oar handles, with the oar handles, put your weight on the oar handles and pull them at the same time. It just doesn't work. So therefore, Campbell, you start to pull with the arms. It's very interesting, physiologically speaking. It's a very interesting study here. Really good stuff. And therefore, yeah, you initiate to pull with your arms because you see this already moving. You can actually see brain and body interacting in terms of, I gotta go, said the seat. I gotta go, here at the catch. Okay, that seat say, hey, get ready, hands. Place the blade in the water. I'm almost done. The seat says, I'm almost done. The hand says, yeah, we're moving. There's just so much to do. Right now we have to support the entire trunk weight with the oar handles, but at the same time we need to lift the hands. That is impossible, that task. And the seat says, oh, come on, I gotta turn around, I gotta go back because, the drive's starting. And then the seat says, okay, hands, sorry, I can't wait, I have to start moving. And the seat starts to move. And then the upper body says, what's this guy doing down here moving? I'm not ready to pull. So an upward rotation. And at the same time, a bit of an arm pull. Now, I'm not making fun of it, anything by far. It's just an interesting way of seeing this so clear. I think for the rest it looks all very well composed, and also your finish. Just another thing at the finish. You see this? You try to get a very composed finish position. That's good. But why is it possible that you rotate your hands downwards and the elbows as well? Because there is no resistance on the blade, because the blades wash out. So at the finish you should be in a position where it's solid lock from the catch on. This, if you use Randall foils, it's easier. So I think everything looks very good until you have a closer look at that. Good. Campbell, I hope this is somewhat of a help. I wish you all the best, and I'm sure you can improve on this. It's not a big deal, it's just a few changes with the recovery. I think the recovery usually changes it all. Guys, I hope this was as interesting for you as it was for me. Much longer than the 2 minutes I aimed for, but it was a very, very interesting video to look at. Good, guys. If you have any further ideas, suggestions, questions, if you want to have a look at the Randall foils, check out the Biro. It's all on the website. It's rmtraining.com. This is also where I put up any notice on the upcoming training camps and further things we do. Have a very good day. I'm looking forward to see you soon. Bye-bye.